Today on Drawbli,
Ben is drawing curly.
click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with other ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Yes, curly. And I as you can see, went very straightforward.
I love this reference
Straight
image.
for the curly hair.
This is just so fun. It's so
I thought it was a
cool.
really cool, simple selfie portrait, and I had a lot of fun painting it.
Yeah.
I actually really like the way that this one turned out for where we are right now.
And there's so much you get to practice in this image if you choose. I don't know if you draw the hand.
I do draw the hand.
You get to practice doing hands, a face. You get to skip the eyes, take a rest from that.
Thank God.
And then you get to really dig into how do I paint curly hair? How fun is that?
It turns out painting curly hair a million times easier than sculpting it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel
Sculpting curly hair is a week of your life, if not more.
Oh my gosh, I bet. Maybe there's a curly hairbrush you could use in ZBrush.
There is some curly hair tools for sure. But still very long process. Very, very, very slow.
Yeah, it must get slow. I think that's something you've talked about before is how you like that drawing can be very fast.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It is like insane. Drawing's the best thing in the world. Like how I didn't get into drawing earlier, I have no idea. Why didn't anybody tell me drawing's so easy? God, drawing is so fast and easy. Come on, guys, why didn't you tell me this?
2D to 2D.
2D to... Yeah, actually, we use reference a lot. Obviously, I think you should always use reference. But a lot of what we do is like straight up copying reference to the best of our ability because our abilities aren't super great right now. But I've been experimenting with, and so have you, a little bit more of like creating our own stuff while still using reference. Like I have a night piece that I am working on that involves using reference, but I'm creating something completely new and original just from my head. But that reference is there just to help like fill in some of the blanks.
That's cool.
So we're doing like a little more of that. And that makes sense, you can't just start off trying to create stuff from your head because you're probably going to get super discouraged.
Yeah, I tried to draw, like, every once in a while I challenge myself to try to draw as much of, like, a human figure as I can without any reference, just for fun, just to see how far I can get. And lately, now that I've studied a lot of Proco videos on anatomy, I'm getting a little better, but it always devolves into some crazy, weird-looking anatomy of just like, what happened to you, you poor thing.
Yeah, I mean, when I sculpt, I pretty much always use reference. Like, I think... I always say if I don't use reference, I think, like if I'm just doing like a quick head, if I'm doing like a 1 hour head or something like that and sculpting that, I'll do it with without reference, and that's fine. But if I'm doing like a whole figure or a whole character, I will find like a bunch of different references to like collage together and like idea generate and stuff like that. Your work's just always going to be better if you have reference. That's just the facts.
Yeah. We can't all be, what's his name?
Kim Jung-gi is who you're thinking of. And Kim Jung-gi has a massive amount of drawing experience and has a massive mental library, which for those that are unfamiliar, is just he's drawn a lot and he's looked at stuff a lot. So he has used reference and drawn so much that he feels that, he can represent that stuff very well without reference. And he can. Because he's done that so much.
He's very cool. You should check him out
He's
if you've
very
never
cool.
heard of him. No, but this is looking really good so far. I like the way you put in color of like blocks of color and then soften it out. I think that's
the current strat, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that'll continue for, but that's at least my current process.
Well, it seems to work pretty well for you.
Do you do something similar? Do you use like that blending brush ever?
I do blend with skin, but I don't block in color the same way. No, I don't do something similar.
Yeah, so like when I'm looking at a face, I'm seeing the different planes of the face. Like you can see that shape on the chin there. That is because that part of the chin turns up towards the light source. So like I'm representing that plane of the chin there. And then the bottom section as that turns down and away from the light source. So that's how I think. Like I still obviously think like a sculptor when I am painting because I think about 3D form. I'm thinking about how that's interacting with the light and how these shapes that I'm creating actually are three-dimensional form. Because, the whole job of a 2D artist is to create the illusion, not the whole job, but, one of the big jobs is creating that illusion of depth. And to do that, you really have to understand the three-dimensional forms that you're trying to create.
Yeah, it's fun to study. Like I said, I was watching a lot of Proco videos recently.
Not Polygon? Wow.
Well, you gotta.
Okay.
This is for drawing. I'm not learning to sculpt.
All right.
But I probably also could use your channel for
No, it's
learning
fine.
to draw.
No, just keep watching. Keep watching Proco.
He's only got millions and billions and millions of subscribers.
Millions and billions and millions. Wow, that is one big number.
I like his channel though.
I like his channel too.
I like his anatomy videos. I love it when he does. Honestly, you know what I learn a lot from on his channel?
What's that?
Is not just the, hey, here I am teaching you to draw a rib cage video, but here's my critique video of my students.
Oh, yeah.
Who drew rib cages.
Those are really cool.
And learning from him pointing out what they did wrong is almost as useful as him initially saying, hey, here's what I did right. So that was really cool for me to discover.
Yeah, a while back on my channel, I used to show some of those videos. I would, when I was just kind of starting my channel, I would let people send in their files for free, and I would just take some time critiquing a bunch of people's work, and just doing that during a live stream or something like that. But over time, I got greedy, and I had to start charging people for it.
Yeah.
No, I started.
You were like, I wanted to eat.
I became a working professional in the industry, and yes, I did want to eat. That was an important want and desire of the process of creating art for me.
That's cool, though.
I really enjoyed making the hair on this piece and just kind of representing that with some simplistic shapes. I did this is one of the it's a pretty simple hand, but it's one of the best hands I think I've ever painted. I don't know a broken clock's right twice a day, and I don't know how I did this one so well, but I did do a somewhat decent job on it.
Yeah, no, I think it looks awesome. Even now in its unfinished stages, it looks great. I don't know how much farther you take it, but I can tell you're still working on it. So I feel safe saying unfinished.
Yeah.
I'm
still working on it.
Without you being
God.
oh no, that's as far as I went.
Actually, I make it a lot worse.
Here you are cleaning it up, which I am somewhat notoriously, I feel bad at going through and cleaning up my edges and pieces.
You think so?
I like that move.
Yeah, thank you.
That was cool.
Yeah, I created the shadow back there, and then I erased a large chunk of it.
Nice.
the old create and erase trick, as we call it.
Create and erase.
Industry.
Oh, I know the create and erase trick.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yes, I erase. I need to be more I don't know.
Decisive.
Maybe? I don't know.
Confident.
Yeah, maybe. Get my joke there. Get my joke.
I got it. I got it. The necklace here, I unfortunately painted directly on the chest, the same layer, and that was a mistake. I should have put that on its own layer.
Oh no!
So then later, I did add it to its own layer, and then after I was happy with it, I merged it down.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I tend to keep things kind of merged into one layer for the most part. For some things, I feel like you can kind of benefit from keeping things really organized, but a lot of the time it just kind of slows me down. I'm just I can fix it later if I need to. You can pretty much correct anything. It may take a little more time, but in some ways you're better off for it if it's just personal work, because you're just continuing to grow and practice even more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it looks awesome so far. I love how the nose turns out here.
Really?
Yeah, I think
it could be better, but
it looks dimensional. I still struggle a lot with noses, even though I've drawn so many of them. I feel at this point I still struggle to get a nose looking the way I want it to look.
Ooh, maybe we should just spend a whole episode of Drawbli just drawing a bunch of noses.
A bunch of schnozzes. Be a good practice.
The schnoz episode.
The schnoz episode.
Wow.
Welcome to the schnoz.
You
We're
know,
about to get schnozzy.
when we, Abby,
Schnoz
when
hands.
we, oh my god, when we are recommending Drawbli, as we often do, which we never do. What episode would you recommend people start on? Would you be like, you got to go back to the beginning. You got to go see it from where we started.
It's funny you mentioned that because I actually the other day just scrolled all the way down and to check out my video of my piece de la resistance, wherever the opposite of piece de la resistance is. Whatever the opposite of that is the
Resistance of Peace.
It's a video called We Don't Trust You, Hot People.
Oh, yes, I do remember that one.
And my just horrible attempt to paint the Ice Queen.
Oh, yes, the Ice Queen.
Yeah.
The infamous Ice
Yeah,
Queen.
she did not
Well,
go
is that
well.
where you think people should start?
I don't know. Maybe like one or two of those. If they like them, then they can.
I would say go back and check them out if you're new, at least just to see where we are. And if you feel like sticking with the current stuff, just
see where
come
we
on
are
back.
and like look at the time of when it went out, and then you can compare and be like, oh, this is how long it's taking them to get this good. Oh my gosh, art takes forever.
It does. It does take a very long time, a lot of practice, especially when you're starting from a relatively close to zero place, like you were, for sure.
But hey, look at this, how this turned out. You are
Look
clearly
at
making
that.
amazing progress.
We
This
are
looks
both
awesome.
making progress and slowly growing towards what we might call proficiency.
Yes, that will be someday us.
And if you too would like to grow towards some kind of proficiency, click that subscribe button.
And comment below with other ideas of what we can do to improve.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goomba.
Can't say Goomba on a children's show. Just kidding.
Hey, what's wrong with Goomba?
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Can't say it on our YouTube channel. It's for professionals.
Wow. We are just way too professional.